This is the one thing that I figured we would never hear about again, but he's doing it.
President Trump doubled down on his message, cut taxes for the American people. He even floated the idea of abolishing the federal income tax altogether.
Trump says he's creating the External Revenue Service for tariffs. The IRS has gotta be reeling from the whiplash, man, because aren't they still working to fill those 87,000 positions? Yo, guys, if you think we should abolish the IRS and end the Fed, hit that like button and maybe subscribe for me. I appreciate you. So like 2 weeks ago, 6 days before the inauguration, he truthed this. For far too long, we've relied on taxing our great people using the Internal Revenue Service. Through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. It's time for that to change. Today, I am announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that comes from foreign sources. We will begin charging those that make money off us with trade, and they will start paying finally their fair share. January 20th, 2025 will be the birth date of the External Revenue Service. Now, maybe he's 8 days late, all right? And I'll give you that. He's 8 days late, okay? But this just happened yesterday.
We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
What? Trump and the External Revenue Service. What just happened?
The protective system invokes the highest law of nature, that a self-preservation, and that is self-preservation. There is every reason founded in justice why the American producer should in every way be favored against a foreign producer whose products compete with his. This is our natural market. We have made it. We have made it an enormous cost, capital, and exertion.
International corporate interest is shook right now. Replacing income tax with tariff revenue. That's got to be the best idea since sliced bread. So we just got to figure out when sliced bread was invented. Sliced bread was invented July 7th, 1928, post-income tax. Yup. It's the best idea since sliced bread.
You know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States.
You guys know this country's original system of revenue for the federal government was actually tariffs and not income tax to begin with. Tariffs have historically served a key role in the trade policy of the United States. Their purpose was to generate revenue for the federal government and to allow for import substitution, industrialization of a nation by replacing imports with domestic production. And the reason that functions is because when a foreign good is more expensive due to tariffs, consumers go for domestically produced goods, as well as large corporations from foreign countries will create factories to have the goods that they offer to our country produced in-house. So the taxes are not paid. We do not pay the tariffs. We end up choosing goods that are made domestically. That keeps our dollars circulating domestically, which has a wealth generation effect. We are 1 year out from a major worldwide financial crisis, and we are experiencing the bull market before the bear market right now, right? We're kind of experiencing the final phase of the bull market right now. So what he's doing, combining this with dropping income tax, could be powerful enough to carry us through that bear market without entering a recession. Tariffs are able to accomplish this by acting as a protective barrier around infant industries or developing industries within your domestic economy. They also aim to reduce the trade deficit and the pressure of foreign competition. Tariffs were one of the pillars of the American system that allowed the rapid development and industrialization of the United States. And that industrialization period generated all of the wealth that we are still enjoying the fruits of right now. For a long time now, I've been worried about the coming bear market and how that intersects with our country's pattern recently of domestic economic policies, man, and I never expected that we would have an administration that was really willing to do what it takes to avoid a recession, man, but we actually might right now.
He plans to impose tariffs on a list of imports: steel, aluminum, copper, computer chips, semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, all to boost domestic production. This is a very aggressive economic agenda, but it's also really exciting also. Let's just keep with the tariffs for a moment, since that's where we ended.
You guys know what that means? The tariffs on computer chips and semiconductors? Did you guys know that TSMC almost built a semiconductor factory in the U.S. and abandoned plans at the beginning of the Biden administration? Guys, check this out. Yes, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company almost built a factory in Camas, Washington State. The company ran the WaterTech factory in Camas from 1998 until it abandoned plans for a larger U.S. campus there in 2020. Hold up. I don't want to be alarmist, though. It looks like they moved it to Arizona right now, with support from both state and federal governments. Arizona's got a really loose border, even looser than Texas. So I'm glad we got Trump in right now. But dude, this is actually the good news about this, man. It turns out that this Arizona plan is completed, and they already, no matter who won the election, were planning on mass producing chips here in Arizona, in the U.S. After 50 years of planning, building, geopolitical wrangling, and workforce challenges with the world's largest semiconductor foundry, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co., is officially starting mass production at an advanced chip manufacturing facility in Phoenix, Arizona in 2025. The fab represents the arrival of advanced chip manufacturing in the United States. The arrival. It hasn't been here before. And a test of whether the 2022 CHIPS and Science Act can help stabilize the semiconductor industry supply chain for the United States and its allies. Yo, the timing on this could not be more perfect.
This is a strategy, Brian, that he tried previously. They weren't able to see it through in the last administration. It's one that takes time. He's going back to do it again.
Well, loves tariffs. Tariffs, I think, is his favorite word in the dictionary, he said. Not surprising that he's talking about doing a universal tariff. But I love Kevin Hassett. I think he's my favorite economic guy in the administration, the happy warrior. And he makes such a good point. He says, when these guys talk about tariffs, they ignore all the other policies that we want to do, just like they did in the first Trump term. And if you think back to that term, we got some tariffs, but we got all sorts of supply side pro-growth policies. And that's exactly what the president is talking about now. I mean, folks, he just said, let's eliminate the income tax.
To every Democrat Trump hater, I just want to say, personally, from me to you, you're welcome. And I forgive you. Because this next year is about to be amazing. I can't really sing because my voice is all messed up, man. But yo, guys, the Great American Fair this coming September 12th through 20th. Oh my gosh, dude, it's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a great 4 years. I'm so excited about it, man. Oh, dude. Guys, did you know Antifa recently crashed a baby's funeral in Germany? We use it to expose how they're actually not anti-fascist at all. Colombian President Gustavo Petro literally outed himself as a crazy person, guys. Check it out. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next episode.